Hey, it's your boy Gpac from Chirac. Please, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, good people. It don't cost you a dime to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Okay, we got Mr. Danny Boy. You know he sung on those hit records. I Ain't Mad at You. Toss It Up, along with Jodeci. So he revisits Suge Knight's BMW. They restored the car that him and Pac got shot in that night in Vegas. The car that Pac took his last breaths in almost. So Danny Boy gets real emotional while visiting the BMW. He's going to go into deep details and even ask them about a situation that's supposed to went on the car. Because everybody was like, Suge allegedly grabbed Pac and used him as a shield to block the fire that was coming from the other car from Keith D and them. And some people think it was true, and some people think it was false. And also, he's going to show you where the stash box is in the car. For all you people who don't know what a stash box is, that's where guys, used to get there, put their situations in. So enough of me talking. Here's Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, welcome back to the platform, man. Welcome back. Right now, we got the BMW
That's right.
Tupac was shot in. If you can we take a look at it inside?
Well, as you just said, this is the BMW, Suge Knight's BMW that he was driving the night that he and Tupac was shot in Las Vegas.
I told y'all.
I mean, this is the actual car, man, and this is my second time having the opportunity to come up here, man. So emotional because, I mean, just to know that I rode in this car as a kid and to know that it's connected to such a big thing in hip-hop. The last car Tupac was in. So, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my homies over at Celebrity Cars that allowed us to come today. I think I'm one of the few people that they're allowed to even open the door and get in the car. So while we got that, we got to be able to show y'all, show y'all the inside of this car.
Yeah, we gotta take a look at it. I heard that there's bullet holes still in the car, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. As a matter of fact, I'll show you something that he showed me today. Something that he showed me, like, you kind of look right up in here with some of the stuff that was kind of filled in right there. Some of those parts are coming out, but when you open the inside of this door, if you're showing the inside of this door right here, so they still have the panel off of the door. I can't show y'all because you really can't see it, but if it was a little more light, you'll be able to kind of see some of the bullet hole, places there in the inside. Yeah, so this is the car. You got a bullet hole right
All
now?
right.
Yeah, well, you can kind of look in there. He was showing me some spaces. Okay. But to know, all right, what's so crazy is to know that this is the last seat that my boy Pac sat in. And to be able to sit in here and share some of those memories with y'all, it's crazy. As a matter of fact, if you want to get in, I'll go ahead and get in the back where I used to sit when I was a shorty. And maybe we can kind of talk a little bit. Yep. Wow. What? Well, you know how it was in the 90s. Hold on. Wait. Now. Hold on. There was some important phone calls made on this phone right here. Wow, man. So many memories.
Yeah, you was telling me earlier about how you and Suge, you used to ride with Suge a lot in this car, right?
Man, absolutely, man. Every time Suge got a car, by me being one of the youngest guys around and like a son to Suge,
Okay.
it was just exciting to see, all of the back. Suge had plenty of cars, but this one was this was the freshest one. The newest one, that this was his newest baby. After we filmed Toss It Up video,
All right.
we headed to Las Vegas to see the fight. I mean, we had just got off the set of Toss It Up, and we got on that road in between LA and Las Vegas. And Suge drove his car, and we caravan down, man, probably more than 100 cars, literally. brand new cars, and this was the leading car. So if I could recall, I think all of us had our own cars. I think Pac even drove his car down, and if I'm not mistaken, I know that this car Suge had several cars that he had in Vegas as well, and I know my car was in the Caravan, but usually, during the fight time, any other time, it would be myself, Suge in the car. I'm always, trying to ride with Suge. I was always riding with Suge. And then, Pac was always, if he wasn't in his car, I remember playing, shotgun.
So you see, Danny Boy said him and Suge had a close relationship because he was the youngest one on Death Row Records. And some people, they looked at that kind of strange, like him and Suge was a little bit too close. And there was rumors going around that Danny Boy was like that. So Danny Boy finally came out the closet, shout out to Danny Boy, and let people know how he really was.
Fit that I didn't get in this car that night.
You know how many interviews I've seen where people said that they were supposed to be in this car with Pac and Suge, and you telling me that this BMW is small?
Man, it's the BMW. Come on, 3 people back here. You tight. You talking about Suge? Suge was one of the 3 people back here. You know what I'm saying? As big as he is, he's sitting in this little seat. He damn near sitting back here. He's damn near sitting back here. So no, this wasn't the car that everybody was supposed to be in. And I don't want to. I get in trouble every time I say, "Oh, they lying." They be like, "How Danny Boy know?" Like I wasn't, like I was supposed to have been there for everything. But I bought y'all in this car today. It's so crazy that I had access to it then, and obviously there's some type of truth to some of the things that I say because we got access to it now.
And me seeing you in that back seat, it's reminding me about how Suge, he told me that
Wow.
Tupac, he tried to jump in the back seat when the shots was going off.
I could imagine that, man, because the shooting happened on his side of the car. A lot of people's like, why would he jump in the back? I mean, probably any movie, I could probably play that in my head exactly, what he was probably doing. Probably trying to get away from gunfire and doing everything he can to try to live. And you can see this car tight, man. You can see how Suge got grazed and, pockets hit, in his side. And, you can kind of tell. But even, I'm going to tell you, man, even what he went through and sent him there in the hospital, you wouldn't have never thought that that would have been our last time. Or this would have been the last ride for Pac.
How does that make you feel when you hear people say that Suge Knight, he used Tupac as a shield?
I told y'all.
I mean, think about what they saying. That just doesn't. That don't make sense. You know what I mean? Suge using Pac as a shield. Suge was sitting in this driver's seat, and Pac is in this chair, and that's where they came up to shoot. I don't know if he as many times as he was shot or how many times they shot in the car. Probably anybody that would have sat on that side would have lost their life. And using him as a shield, man. I just, out of all the shit I've said about Suge, and even some of the feelings that I've have for him, for some of the just dumb shit that he's done, I'm not gonna blame that on him. Like I don't think we need to just kind of just throw that around there, because I truly believe that Suge had a lot of love for Pac, and everybody say what they would have done. I've been shot at sometimes, but I've never been in a vehicle that was being hit. We don't know what none of us would do in that situation.
So all of us heard the rumors about Suge grabbing Pac as a shield to get away from the gunfire. Do I think Suge would do something like that? Me, being from the streets, allegedly, Suge played all the game at every cost. He played all the foul ways. Me, allegedly, I think Suge probably did do something like that. Because remember, on New Jack City, when Wesley Snipes grabbed that little girl, when the Mafia boys came and tried to get down on him, and Suge, to me, seems like that type of guy, allegedly.
Sometimes people gotta have common sense, but everybody don't have that.
You was telling me about how Suge Knight, he had illegal slots in his car. Can you show them to me?
Listen, y'all.
Yeah, man, Suge was a little slick ass. I'm gonna try to call him because my homie and them, they've been trying to figure out how to get in there, but it's definitely it's 1 or 2 slots in this car if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I think it's in. I'm looking in there. I just wish I was asking the guys that own the car now, had they tried to get into the slot, and they said they didn't want to mess up anything trying to get in it, but I damn near. I think I can almost get in there with a little culture from Suge. So we're gonna have to go ahead and get Suge to help us get in that slot.
You remember what area it was in? Because I always heard about this slot. So.
Oh, absolutely. So if you put up to the front, so some of the cars had slots like up in here.
Take a close look, you guys.
This one is though. Where's the BMW? Yeah, I think this slot in this car is either in this dashboard. It's up in this area somewhere. And I know one of these buttons, either this side or the cruise control side, and something else, is what you pull to make it kind of extend out. It's like it's on like some mechanic arms, almost like automatic once you push those buttons. Suge was the biggest in the '90s. Like that was the biggest CEO of the '90s, man. So anytime Suge bought his cars out, it was a party. It was, you know what I mean, and I guess you wouldn't even know that this car would get so much attention again because this probably wasn't one of his best. It wasn't one of his better cars. It was just new at the time.
So y'all heard Danny Boy give his side of the story. So there you have it. That's your boy Gpac from Chirac. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. But he had a stash box, but he should have had it bulletproof.